They used to call him Okon the Big Man. He drove shiny cars, wore golden wristwatches, and never repeated a shirt twice. Wherever Okon went, people stepped aside to greet him. His laughter was loud, his pockets were full, and his pride was even fuller. But today, as he sat by the roadside holding an empty tin cup, nobody called him Big Man anymore. Children passed him by without a glance. He was just another face in the crowd, a shadow of his old self. Okon had once worked in one of the biggest oil companies in the country. His salary was the kind that made people's eyes widen. Every month, his bank account smiled. But Okon didn't believe in saving. He believed life was meant to be enjoyed. He was always the loudest in every party, buying drinks for everyone. He changed girlfriends like he changed clothes. He threw bundles of cash in the air, shouting, "Money no be my problem." His friends cheered him on. Women admired him and everyone wanted to be around him as long as his money was flowing. But behind his expensive suits and sweet perfume, Okon had no plan, no savings, no investments, no direction, just pride and pleasure. Then one Black Monday morning, the oil company made an announcement. They were downsizing. Okon laughed at first. He believed his position was too important. But when the list came out, his name was boldly written among those laid off. Just like that, his golden life began to fade. At first, he didn't worry. He told himself, "I'll find another job. I'm Okon, the big man." But months passed, no job came. His savings began to dry up. The cars he bought on credit were taken back. The women stopped calling. The friends who once followed him everywhere disappeared like smoke. Okon started selling his expensive wristwatches and shoes just to feed. Nights became longer and food became scarce. Pride turned to pain. One afternoon, as the sun burned his skin, Okon sat by the roadside holding a small tin cup. Cars drove past and people walked by without noticing him. When someone dropped a few coins, he looked up slowly and whispered, "Thank you." Tears filled his eyes. He remembered the nights he used to dance at clubs, spraying money like rain. Now, he couldn't even afford a loaf of bread. He realized something painful. Money without wisdom is like rain on sand. It disappears fast. Days turned into weeks. Okon watched people he once knew drive past him without a word. He saw his old colleagues in clean suits, rushing to work. He remembered how he used to mock others who saved money or refused to party. Now he understood. Sitting under a tree one evening, Okon whispered to himself, "If I had known, I would have saved. I would have planned. I would have lived wisely, but life does not rewind. It only teaches through pain." Yet, Okon was not completely broken. Deep inside him, a small light of hope still shined. He began helping people carry their bags at the market for a few coins. He cleaned shoes for strangers. Slowly, he started saving again. Not in a big account, but in his heart and mind. He promised himself that if he ever rose again, he would live differently, humbly, wisely, and gratefully. Okon's story spread through the community. Parents told their children, "Don't live like Okon the spender. Learn from him." And truly, Okon became a living lesson. Moral lessons. 1. Money finishes, but wisdom lasts forever. 2. Pride goes before a fall. 3. True wealth is not in what you spend, but in what you save and how you live. 4. Friends who love you only when you have money are not real friends. 5. Character and humility build a future that money alone cannot buy. And so, as the sun set behind the rusty rooftops, Okon lifted his eyes to the sky and whispered, "Tomorrow will be better. I may have lost everything, but I have found myself." His story became a gentle reminder that life without wisdom leads from palace to pavement, but with wisdom, even from the pavement, a man can rise again. The end.